Have you ever wondered what makes a song stick in your head for days? Dave Brubeck's Take 5 is one of those timeless masterpieces, but do you know what makes it so special? Today, we'll uncover how a pianist broke the rules of jazz, captivated the world, and created something that still feels modern decades later. Who was Dave Brubeck, and what made his music so unique? Stay with me, because the answer goes far beyond the notes on the page. Dave Brubeck was born on December 6, 1920, in the small town of Concord, California, USA. His full name was David Warren Brubeck, but the world would come to know him as Dave Brubeck, one of the most influential pianists and composers in modern jazz. What you might not know is that before discovering the piano, Dave grew up surrounded by the sounds of nature and the rhythm of horseshoes. He was the son of a cowboy and spent much of his childhood on a ranch. This connection to the rustic environment and life in the countryside shaped his sensitivity to creating distinctive rhythms, something that would later be reflected in his music. Interestingly, the piano wasn't Brubeck's instrument of choice at first. He only started playing it because his mother, a classical pianist, insisted that all her children learn. And here's the curious detail. Dave had such a sharp ear that he could play without knowing how to read sheet music. In fact, he managed to hide this for years while studying music formally. When it was finally discovered, he was nearly expelled from college, but a professor recognized his special talent and stood up for him. This encouragement inspired him to keep going, even when the path seemed tough. It was this blend of humble roots, natural talent, and unexpected support that planted the seed for what would become an extraordinary career. The pivotal moment in Dave Brubeck's career came in 1951 when he formed the Dave Brubeck Quartet. With Paul Desmond on saxophone, their musical chemistry was truly unique. This lineup introduced the world to a distinctive sound, blending unusual time signatures and harmonies that were uncommon in jazz at the time. In 1954, Brubeck became only the second jazz musician to appear on the cover of Time magazine, cementing his place in the spotlight. Brubeck always acknowledged the influences and mentors who helped him grow as a musician. Among them, French composer Darius Milhaud played a significant role. During his studies with Milhaud, Brubeck began experimenting with combining classical music elements with jazz, which would become one of his signature traits. Milhaud also encouraged Brubeck to explore unconventional rhythms, leading him to challenge the traditional 4/4 time signature of jazz. But this innovative style wasn't always well received. Many jazz purists frowned upon his intellectualized approach. Brubeck, however, stayed true to his vision, breaking barriers with compositions in time signatures like 5/4 and 9/8, challenging the genre's norms. One of his early recordings that shook audiences was Jazz at Oberlin, 1953, recorded live at a university. The album delivered a raw, almost hypnotic energy that proved jazz could be both cerebral and emotionally captivating. It was a sign that Dave Brubeck wasn't just another musician. He was someone determined to redefine the rules. In his later years, Dave Brubeck remained active and deeply connected to music. Despite the natural challenges of advanced age, he continued performing in concerts and composing, even as his health began to show signs of fragility. One such challenge was a series of heart-related issues, which he faced with resilience and determination. Fittingly, Brubeck passed away on December 5, 2012, just one day shy of his 92nd birthday. The date of his death, in a way, symbolized his impeccable sense of timing, a hallmark of his music. He was on his way to a medical appointment when he suffered a cardiac arrest, something unexpected to many, as he had seemed to handle his health challenges with remarkable grace. The news of Dave Brubeck's passing caused an immediate outpouring of emotion. Artists, critics, and fans around the world expressed their admiration and gratitude for his contributions to music. Many remembered not only his immense talent, but also his generosity and character. Stories of musicians who had been given opportunities thanks to Brubeck's encouragement and support were common. His passing also reignited interest in his work, introducing new generations to the beauty of his compositions. The jazz world lost one of its great innovators, but Brubeck's music continues to be celebrated, not only for what he created, but for the way he inspired others to challenge boundaries and think differently. Dave Brubeck left a profound emotional and cultural legacy by presenting jazz as accessible, innovative, and sophisticated all at once. During the 1950s and 1960s, his music resonated with audiences during a time of significant social change in the United States. Brubeck believed that music could transcend cultural and racial barriers, embodying an ideal of unity in divided times. He even refused to perform at venues that segregated audiences or his band, using his art to reinforce a message of equality. An interesting story comes from Keith Jarrett, one of jazz's greatest pianists. While Jarrett developed a unique, improvisational style, he acknowledged Brubeck as a profound influence, particularly in how he approached unconventional rhythms and bold harmonic combinations. Brubeck demonstrated that it was possible to challenge expectations without losing popular appeal, a path that Jarrett also explored in his own career. Brubeck's connection to how we understand art today lies in his approach to creative freedom. He didn't limit himself to the rules of a single genre and believed that improvisation was more than just technique. It was a reflection of life. By introducing complex time signatures and intricate structures to jazz, Brubeck reminded us that art can be an authentic, boundaryless expression. This idea still resonates, inspiring artists and musicians to explore their own voices boldly and personally. His compositions remain a bridge between tradition and innovation, an example of how music can both challenge and comfort, reflecting the complexities of the human experience. Do Dave Brubeck's albums, like Time Out, challenge us to hear jazz in ways never imagined before? Or did they simply predict the future of music by breaking all the expectations of their time? Brubeck's albums are not just collections of songs. They are artistic statements that transcended their era. By playing with complex time signatures and captivating melodies, he didn't just rewrite the rules of jazz, but also opened doors to new musical possibilities. His influence doesn't end in notes and chords. It echoes in how we perceive creative freedom, the boldness to try something different, and the beauty of blending tradition with innovation. Brubeck teaches us that music can be more than entertainment. It can question, connect, and transform. If you also believe that music has the power to change the way we see the world, subscribe to the channel. Here, we continue to bring stories and ideas that celebrate the creativity and impact of great artists like Dave Brubeck. Leave a comment, share your favorite songs, and join the conversation. See you in the next video.